Guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, as usual, we have to talk about several topics, several things. The market is moving, things are happening, the World Cup is coming, and so let's jump into it together. And here we are guys, always updates for you, always news all the way long because the World Cup is coming, but the market is not stopping. Get ready, we'll have many videos, many updates, many stories here on YouTube every single day. Let me start with the latest news that just arrived before I started recording this video. The first one is about former Man United striker Anthony Martial, who was playing now in Mexico. The contract has been terminated mutually between Anthony Martial and Rayados de Mexico. So now Anthony Martial is available again as a free agent. An opportunity in the market is ready for a new chapter in his career. And then for Brighton, a huge news. Remember this name, guys, because more than 4 clubs wanted him. Top Premier League clubs, German clubs, but Zadok, Yana, a Nigerian winger, will join Brighton from IK in Sweden. The deal is closed today. £21.5 million is the transfer fee paid to ICAP, and now the deal is closed between Brighton and the player as well, who was approached by several clubs. Newcastle were there, Chelsea were interested, so several opportunities, but now Brighton closed the deal for Zadok Yana, and it is a really interesting signing, a player to watch. Exciting wingers are no longer easy to find on the market, and Brighton signed one. Talking about wingers and money for Man United, guys, I can give you more details on the Mason Greenwood situation. My understanding is that the transfer fee Olympique Marseille are gonna ask to sell Mason Greenwood this summer is 50 million euros plus 5 in add-ons. This is the starting price, the price tag, so what Marseille want. Then we will see if it can be negotiated or not. Fenerbahçe are there. Fenerbahçe candidate to become the president. Safi yesterday announced and confirmed the agreement with Greenwood on a 4-year contract, everything done with the player, but still depending on the elections and on the agreement with Marseille. So Fenerbahçe are very aggressive on the deal to sign Mason Greenwood. On the other side, there is Roma. Roma manager Gasperini is in love with Greenwood, and Roma are still there, still hoping, still trying to make it happen if they can find a way with Olympique Marseille and if the Fenerbahçe deal collapses. So we have to follow this situation. Remember, Man United have a heavy sell-on clause. Remember, heavy sell-on clause. It's not just peanuts or maybe 5%. Man United would receive important money from this deal, and so they are tracking the Greenwood situation closely because could be also helpful financially to bring in extra money. It's already a good summer for Man United. They are in Champions League, and so the budget is already good. Højlund went to Napoli. They will have more exits, but now the Greenwood situation will soon be clarified with Man United making money. On Man United, today, Man United formally closed their first signing of the summer. Here we go, a few days ago, but now everything is in paper between Manchester United and Atalanta for Ederson. The Brazilian midfielder is a Man United player from today. What's needed now is Ederson, after the holidays, go to England, take his official medical, sign the contract. I'm told that a first unofficial medical already took place with the authorization of Atalanta. Everything is okay between Ederson and Man United since months ago. He only wants to go to Man United, and now also the agreement closed between the two clubs in paper. So in terms of club statement, in terms of Ederson holding the shirt of Man United, we have to be a little bit more patient because the deal is going to be announced as soon as the player is taking, obviously, the formal steps as new Man United player. But from today, everything is in paper, and so Man United signed the first midfielder, and they will have more, at least one more. So stay tuned, because in the next days I will tell you more on Man United and midfielders, but they are already working on it behind the scenes. After Ederson, Michael Carrick will get at least one more. Then guys, just quickly on Liverpool. Today Federico Chiesa spoke in Italy and said, I want to play on more consistent basis. So the expectation is for Federico Chiesa to leave Liverpool this summer. That's the expectation, that's the plan. Then he said, I will go to pre-season tour to the US, I will speak to the new manager Iraola to understand my situation, but I want to play, I need to play. And so Federico Chiesa could have opportunities to leave Liverpool, and the expectation of those close to the player is that he could really leave after being very close to leaving in January, and 1 year ago. Now could be the moment to say goodbye to Liverpool. Also, Chiesa confirmed a deal I was mentioning to you. I mean, confirmed, just in an easy way. He was asked about Curtis Jones and Inter, because Inter are very interested in Curtis Jones. Inter are talking to Liverpool. Inter are starting around 20 million euros. Liverpool want more than 30, maybe including a sell-on clause, maybe including bonuses. So there is still a big gap between Inter and Liverpool, but the deal is on. The player is keen on the move, and today Chiesa said, Curtis Jones asked me how is life in Italy, so for Inter would be an excellent signing, he added. So the one of Curtis Jones is going to be a very interesting situation. Then guys, just quickly, something on Real Madrid. We will talk again about the Olise situation soon, but first of all, Sunday is the day of the elections at Real Madrid. Florentino Perez against Enrique Riquelme. Riquelme yesterday announced that from Monday, his director, Raúl González Blanco, a Real Madrid legend, who is going to be director if Enrique Riquelme wins the elections, he said he is going to get in touch with Jürgen Klopp as the manager we want for Real Madrid project. It's not a surprise if you are following the channel, because I told you during the whole week, my sources tell me that the manager that he wants at Real Madrid, Riquelme, is Jürgen Klopp. But a few minutes later, the agent of Jürgen Klopp denied this possibility. He said, it's annoying to have this kind of rumors. Klopp has no intention to coach any club at this stage of his career, and is very happy with the Red Bull group. So already denied. After Haaland, also the Klopp story got denied in the space of few hours. My understanding on Klopp, to give you more guys, is that I would not be surprised, let's say like this, I would not be surprised to see Jürgen Klopp being a strong and concrete candidate to become the German national team head coach if Julian Nagelsmann, if, a very big if, because this depends on the performances, on how the World Cup will go, and on many factors. So very big if. But if Julian Nagelsmann leaves his job at the German national team at the end of the World Cup, Jürgen Klopp could be a strong candidate. For sure, those close to the federation in Germany expect eventually the federation to try for Klopp if Nagelsmann leaves. Now, obviously, they are all together with Nagelsmann. They want to win the World Cup. They trust Nagelsmann, but this is a possibility eventually if this collapses. And then, guys, just finally, many questions on Joško Gvardiol and his future. On Real Madrid interest, we've been mentioning that. He's seen as an ideal player. Real Madrid are looking for defenders. Manchester City already since the end of March, beginning of April, have offered a new contract to Joško Gvardiol. So there is a new contract proposal from Manchester City to Joško Gvardiol on the table. Now it's on the player to decide when he wants to decide and what he wants to decide. Sign a new deal or maybe wait a little bit. So Gvardiol has a new contract proposal in his hands from Manchester City. We have to wait and follow the situation closely. And so guys, let me your thoughts on all these stories from Klopp to Gvardiol and also all the rest on Man United, Ederson, Greenwood and all the other stories. Let me know your opinion, guys. Here in comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon, here every single day with Fabrizio. Thank you.